See what this go live button does. Shalom Yashara. Up, we are live. All praise the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. It's your brother Karatizaya Ban Yashara, also known as Karatizaya. I guess I already said that. Crumbworm in Hebrew. Also, Crumbworm, not the Hebrew, Crumbworm the villain. I like that. What do y'all think about that? Crumbworm the villain. What do y'all think about that? What do you think? You think that's an okay name to go by? Crumbworm the villain. What you think? Well, I like it. I like Crumbworm the villain, and the reason being is because we don't really know what the name or what the word villain means. You know, it's pretty interesting. Like if you look up what the word villain means, what does villain mean? Is it okay to be a villain? Is it bad to be a villain? If I called myself a villain, would you rebuke me? Because you know Yasha'Allah be on it. If I call myself a villain, would that be a bad thing? Good, y'all know. I mean, you know, there's always something behind something. All right. So I like that title, Crumbworm the Villain. What do y'all think about that? As we get ready to share this video out, I just want to have a few things pulled up. Yeah, I know. I said right, Crumbworm the Villain. I like that. What do y'all think about that? I think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. All right. I think I'll be going with it for a while. Crumbworm the Villain. All right. What is a villain? I'm pulling up this video real quick. I want y'all to be able to see it also. We're going to shoot through this real quick. I'm going to start a screen share just so you can have something to look at while I'm doing this. And then I'm going to start a preset. And from the preset, we're going to go here because this is so very interesting. This is so very interesting. I'm pretty sure a lot of you seen this already. All right. Hold on, let me see. Pretty sure a lot of you seen this already, but let me just go ahead and pull this up anyways. All right, let me see if I can find the right imagery. Where they have it at? It was, here we go. There we go. There we go. There we have it. Now we got our imagery up there. So I want to talk about this for a quick second because I'm going to do a peer review. All right, peer review. Our brother, he sent this to me. I had a few people send this to me. And in the process of them sending it to me, I was like, well, what is it? What is it? Oh, it's a bunch of emojis. Oh, well, what's going on with the emojis? And then it was like, did you know that the symbol of the emojis are actually the 72 demons? I said, the 72 who the Hans? They said, yeah, the emojis on your phone are the original 72 demons. I said, what original 70? And then as I listened to them, they went into the book that all praise the Most High by Shem Shah, man. My beloved household, man. I love my ribs, man. I love my mashbachah. I love my Yeladi, man. You know, we have a beautiful library, and our library comes from our family, man. So support, you know, my ribs, man. They show support. My Yeladi, and they show support, you know. So my ribs, man, they purchase these books, and we buy these books so we can read them. So one of these books are actually the Seal of Solomon. Let's pull that up real quick so everybody can see this real quick. Hopefully everybody can see the screen. You can't make this stuff up. The Seal of Solomon. All right. So we're going to pull up the book called The Seal of Solomon. And you can't make this stuff up. We got Zaquan.Ariat, my older, bigger brother, the one who raised the OG that you know and that you don't know. All right. The original me. Ariat, what's the word, big sir?
What's good, Gregor, man? I was just trying to see what's going on in Cincinnati.
Oh, man, I love you like that. I seen you the address. I seen the address ASAP. Say less. So we on live right now, man. We're going to do a review on the Torah portion and a few other things, man. I'm so honored, man, because for those of you that do know me, that don't know me, that's getting to know me, man, this is actually my father, man, my dad, my big brother. And the scriptures, what we see is that when our fathers pass, then the authorship automatically goes to the big brother, but it goes to the big brother even before the father is gone. So, you know, with that being said, this is my older Zaquan, man. This is my sincere biological, same father, same mother, born from the same, you know, love covenant, my big brother Ariat, man. So it's a blessing to have you on, all right, man. You got anything you want to say, man? I'm just pulling up some images.
Nah, brother. I was just like I said, I was just calling for one. Shit was going on in Cincinnati. Make sure you cool. And laugh about these white boys.
What's going on with them, huh?
You ain't seen Nazi shit going on in Cincinnati?
Oh, you know what? I did. Hold on. Let me pull it up while you talk about it. Cincinnati Nazi riot.
Oh, I seen you a video.
Okay.
There's a video of an old school old school black dude, and he's sitting over there banging Public Enemy. Fight the power. Fight the power that be. And he ain't giving them no business, and they are fucking hating it. They're fucking hating it. They're hating the fact that he ain't, you know what I mean? Like, he showed a pistol, like, nigga, come over here and fuck with me if you want to.
If you want.
And I'll give you the business.
And I'll give you the business.
I mean? But he put his pistol, he showed the pistol, he put the pistol down and kept banging.
Fight the power.
Kept banging. It's fucking beautiful, bro. It's beautiful because words don't hurt. They're like, yeah, fucking nigger, yeah, fucking nigger. All this other bullshit, my man banging. Like, fuck yeah, I ain't talking about shit. But you cross the threshold, nigga, you know what the fuck's gonna happen. I fucking love it.
Wow.
I love it, bro.
Hey, man, the people turning up. And I think this is a good opportunity for me to get a couple other brothers and go up to that same area, man, do some street teaching, man. Hey, that's
bro, I seen a couple of dreads. When I was talking to your mama earlier, I'm like, let me go ahead and see, make sure. And but then I told Shake, when Shake came downstairs, I say, nah, my brother went up there because I responded. I don't normally respond on social media. I don't normally do this shit, but I gave a salute to the dude because he held his composure. He held his composure, but if they would have crossed the fucking line, they would have got fucked up.
There it is. So the scripture says Judah is a crouching lion, and who will rouse him up? So, you know, once we get turned up, we'll make you famous.
What was funny about the video was, it was like, fucking nigger, all this other bullshit. My man, he banged his music, and then you can see, because the white boy took the video, and the white boy put the video up. And at the very end, the white boy, as soon as he left the car, when he seen he couldn't antagonize a nigga, as soon as he left the fuck car, like, he put a gun on me. He put a gun on me. Because I'm dying.
Well, let me say this.
Like, it's funny AF.
Hey, well, let me say this. Since my time frame, I've been up here in Cincinnati. I'll say that I don't think that this is a place at all or the climate to try that at. Cincinnati is a energy of its own. It's got deep Hebrew roots. You have the Ohio River that's literally right there where we were coming across from Kentucky, you know, fleeing from slavery to get over to this land, you know, and there's a lot of us that were murdered, died in between. So what I'm seeing is that Cincinnati it has its own energy, and the people really does stand. Yeah, so all praise, man. Well,
hey, the very first video I seen, I'm gonna say this.
Hey, some beautiful brothers, man. Some beautiful sisters,
man. The very first video I seen, it was of the white boys, and they was like, "Oh, the niggers are coming. The niggers are coming." And then the second video I seen, them niggas jumping in the fucking U-Haul, burning out.
You can't make this stuff up. Yeah. Hey, man, you can't make this stuff up. All praise. Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Kwame Yashua, it's nothing but Yashua. You have North American Indians, you have Negroes, and it's just beautiful, man. You have, and then here goes something else. I'm gonna speak on this, man. And I'm gonna have to do a video and talk about this a little bit. You have the Latino and the Negro community are absolutely starting to come and bond together more too because of the deportation, that's happening.
Yeah.
So that's a real powerful thing that's going on, man.
Yeah. Cali right now is fighting that shit because the way they're doing it is like broad. Like your sister and your sister-in-law was just out here a second ago, and I say if they pull her right now, yeah, you're gone. And she's Japanese.
You funny. Hey, I love you, man. That's Big Bro. Hurry up, man. Hey, the Most High bless you, King, man. I'm gonna get to this. All right, the water for that, man. You are hilarious, bro. And I appreciate you dropping jewels. Thank you for putting us on with this. We got the video pulled up, so for anybody that wants to get on later,
I'm gonna see you right now. I'm gonna see the video of what I see.
Okay.
And what I see was a strong black man. He ain't getting no flips about nothing. You know what I mean?
That part.
Like, he didn't care. But if you would have crossed his threshold, he'd have gave you the business.
That part.
But he ain't care. I'm
That
seeing
part.
the video right now, so you can go ahead and do what you need to do with it, bro.
Hey, man, Thawada, hey, thanks, man. It's a blessing to have you on with me, bro. Love you.
Love you too, bro.
One. Oh, praise. That's my big brolio.rei, man. You talking about ear to the streets? Hey, big brolio is the streets. And I say this too, the Most High is so good because if it wasn't for our friends, our family members, who would we be today? You know what I'm saying? So my big brother.rei, man, I appreciate you. I salute you. And thank you for bringing that information forward. With what's going on in Cincinnati. All right. That's powerful. Need that. All right. So protesters with Nazi flags confronted by angry crowd. So we'll get to this. We'll pull this out. This is the city gates that I'm currently in. So I will be pulling together with some other Akim of Yasher Alium and seeing what can we do to go down to that same area and to minister. All right. And this is a perfect time. Where's IUIC? IUIC, where you at? IUIC Cincinnati. Let's collab. Israel now, where you at? Let's collab. Mashra Yashala, we need you here now. We are under attack by terrorists, by European terrorists. We are under attack. Oh, this is in my city gates? Oh, no. Ohio residents clash with white hate group. Oh, no, we have to go and speak and teach the truth. I want an emergency unity camp in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm requesting that the elders of Mashra Yashala and the rest of the Israel United Christ, GMS, GOCC, we need you out here, GOCC, on the front line on the corners. We want to go to this bridge and we want to minister to the community. And we want to hand out sandwiches and water and food. Where art thou? Maharika, Army of Israel, where art thou? This is what we have going on. All right. So right here, all right. So whatever the community says, let's find out. All right. And I'm sincere about that. I want to call for an emergency unity camp. All right. Isaac, Israelite Saints, all about Christ. I need y'all to come up to Columbus. I mean, not Columbus, Dayton, Ohio. All right. I'll be hitting up the elders from IUIC and a couple others Aquarium. All right. Let's find out more about this. All right, but Thawada, thank you again to the elder.rei for bringing out that information, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this is, man. This is a live peer review. You can call in. The elder called in, the OG called in, and you talk. That's him. You call in, say what you need to say. Let's look at this real quick. I want to show a few things. This is coming from what we seen earlier. There was a video that somebody shared, and the video was on emojis. All right. Are y'all familiar with that? This video right here. All right. This video has been going around social media. Right.
Same number as the number.
So I'm going to push mute right here. Now I'm going to pause this right here. You may have seen this. You may have not seen this. All right. So this video that's talking about the emojis and how the emojis are the 72 demons or demons from the Seal of Solomon. Again, this has been going around social media. I like to know things. I like to study. And sometimes the things that we already know, the secret things belong to the Most High, but those things which are revealed belong to us and to our children, that we may keep the words of his law forever and do them. So just because somebody's got some pretty cool darn clickbait, or just because somebody's got some really great video and animation, it doesn't mean that their information is accurate. So I will start off saying this. If you have not studied or looked at this video, it's pretty interesting. Here, let me take it and share it up here. All right, I'm gonna cut it, and y'all know how I like to do. I like to share. All right, so let's go ahead and share it. We're gonna put this video right down here, and we're going to paste it, and there you have it. Hey, shalom, shalom. I see your comments. Do what you can to comment. Sometimes the comments come up on my screen. Sometimes the comments don't come out, and I get to see them whenever I see them. So salute to you. Appreciate you. All right, so you may have seen this video. All right. Now, these seals are real sigils. These are real seals that have been documented, all right, in antiquities books, all right, such as the Seal of Solomon. All right. So again, if you see this, there's the link, there's the video right there. So at any time, you can go ahead and click on that link. You click on that video, and it'll take you to what we're talking about. So again, this has been getting passed around social media. Now, some things are conjecture and some things are truth. So let's look at this real quick. I'm just going to play a few clips from it. All right. And I hope you all can see this. Let me see. Make sure everybody can see this. Yeah, y'all can see this. All right. So within this video, there's a nutty professor, and the nutty professor is explaining how the 72, there you go, and that guy right there. All right, I don't want no smoke. All right, blue head, big dude. He just looked like he'll sue you. My face was on that video. Blah blah blah. You know. Now, so I don't want no smoke. All right, it's for educational purposes only. All right. All right. So boom. So watch this. Let's do this. Now, this is really interesting. The reason why this is interesting because there are several of these emojis that actually they do look like what's called sigils or for those of you who don't know, the Seal of Solomon, it's a narrative of how King Solomon was deceived by an unclean spirit, and he was deceived by his pride or by his arrogance, and the unclean spirit threw King Solomon, I don't know if it was hundreds or thousands of miles away, and he literally picked him up off his throne and he threw him, and King Solomon landed, and when he landed, he had to put on clothes like a poor person, and he had to sneak his way back into his own kingdom, and he had to get back into his own throne. And the reason why this happened was because he was entertaining unclean spirits. Now, I'm not going to stunt. I don't think that this is totally not true. I don't think that it's totally not true. I don't think that it's totally. I actually believe that it's got some validity to it, man. It's, hey, don't let me be the one who tell you wrong. The point of saying that is to say the narrative is beautiful. If you're looking for the Seal of Solomon or the book, or even, like I say, even the narrative, you can find, can't make this stuff up. Yahweh Shemar Latah. You can even find the Seal of Solomon, not only online, but you can find the same sigils or the same in signs right here, right? So Seal of Solomon online. Here are some of the imagery from it. Some of it is going to look very, it's all encrypted, all right? But the Seal of Solomon is considered to be a book that's called a grimoire, all right? Another book that's considered to be a grimoire is the Oaspi. Gotcha. No, for real, the Oaspi is a grimoire. Yeah. So, point of saying such, you know, these are some of the symbols that's being represented. Now, within the Seal of Solomon, hold on, let me go to this real quick. Let me go to all. I want you all to be able to see this. All right. What I never do, I never just stop here. I always skip this. People like, oh, they always stop right there. Search Lab AI. No. Skip the images. No. You want to find the Sapardium. Okay, Wikipedia is cool. All right. Boom, boom, boom. No, not Etsy, not Pinterest. All right, Seal of Solomon. Let me see. If I can't find that, then what I will do is I'll just simply put in the name, and then from there you can go to more. Oh, right here, booyah, books, and then you can go to books. So from this section in your Google search, and some people just don't do this, some people don't know how to do it. From this section in your Google search, you can either purchase the book or you can find places where the Lesser Key or the Seal of Solomon is actually, is actually readable. All right. So let's do that. Lesser Key. Let's use that title instead. All right. Lesser Key is Solomon. All right. All right. So when you pull up Lesser Key of Solomon, this is what you'll get. All right. Okay. And in the process of, you're going to don't get spooked. I don't encourage anybody to practice any form of witchcraft. No divination. Don't do it. All right. I encourage everybody to be ignorant of no thing, including math. So with that being said, if you're going to hear about something and people are presenting things and it comes from your culture, your nationality, research it first and then see where they're going with it. And what you're going to find out is a lot of this stuff is done for views. A lot of stuff is done for clickbait. This video is, let's see, 73,000 views. And I'm going to say 40% truth. You feel me? So what they did was they took some of the emojis, and there's also some sigils that look very representative. This is what the original emoji looked like. This is what the update looked like. And this is a sigil from the Lesser Key of Solomon, from the Seal of Solomon. Well, you can see similarities. Yeah, I can see similarities. But see, the issue is that you'd have to know what each one of these 72 seals not only are, but they all have to line up with the emojis. And the problem is that they don't. They just absolutely don't. Then they go into numerology. And there's another thing that was on here, and it was I think it was the ending statements on the big head, blue head doctor's conjecture. See, it's not biblical as the context. But is it for views and likes? Yeah, it works. It works great. Oh, my bad. Here, let me go ahead and do this. Let me hit the homie up. Also, let me share the homie page because whoever they are, you know what I'm saying, they it's cool. You know, it's visually fun. But yeah, Charlotte, you can't be swayed with every wind and doctrine. All right. We can't be swayed with and then here goes something else. Why does this information come out more than the information on the regular Torah? What emoji is this? If we go through this, right? I also like how King Solomon got a fro in the beard. You better believe it. They should have made him black, though. What emoji is this? What emoji is this? What emoji is this? What emoji is this? What emoji is... See, the problem is that it doesn't work. It just doesn't. If you find all of these and more, if we actually go into the Sapar, if we actually go into the book, because King Solomon, he has a conversation with each one of these, which he's one of these demons, as is mentioned in the book. And in the book, what he does is in the narrative, what he does is he finds out what planet are they subject to, what angel are they subject to, and he finds out what constellation are they subject to. And it's beautiful, and you can find the same information written in another book called on light, fires, and luminaries. But the point of saying all that is to say these emojis or these sigils don't line up with any emojis. They don't. So when I say it's like 40% truth, yeah, it's interesting, but it's clickbait. That's it. It's clickbait. We got bigger things to think about. I want to show y'all this real quick. Now, this is just a representation. Right now, I want to let y'all know that there's a crack going through the sun halfway through. Right now, there's polar shifts that are happening. The sun things are reversing. It's really, really, really weird. We have a lot more urgent matters to consider. Some stuff is clickbait. Some stuff is sincere information. What I'm going to do real quick for a second is I want to show y'all this. And from here, I'm going to move forward. Forgive me, I have a piece of whorehound candy. You should get you some whorehound. Excellent candy. This book right here is called The Orthodox Faith by St. John of Damascus. Book 2, and this is chapter 7. I like to know things. I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to share it with you. And I hope that you use it to look up information also. And if you do, in the process of, what you'll find out is that we only know just a very little bit. And the Father's showing us so much. If you want to learn about new moon, if you want to learn about the earth being flat, if you want to learn about light, fire, stars, luminaries, if you want to learn these things, then you got to go back and ask the elders that's over your elders. You got to go back and ask the elders that died a long time ago, who were first eyewitnesses. That's what I was trying to say. First eyewitnesses. You got to go back and ask them. I'm going to do something real quick, and I'm going to turn this volume down just a little bit more. Try to get about right there. Now, watch this. Now, I think if I play this like this, and somebody told me if it's some music behind it, then they won't clip your video, right? So that's what they told me. So we're going to give that a try. All right. Now, this video right here is called Orthodox Faith by St. John of Damascus. Listen just for a moment. We're going to play just a moment of this video. Tell me if you hear anything interesting.
And the first of these is spring, for in it God created all things. And even down to the present time its presence is evidenced by the bursting of the flowers into bud. And this is the equinoctial period, since day and night each consist of 12 hours. It is caused by the sun rising in the middle, and is mild, and increases the blood, and is warm and moist, and holds a position midway between winter and summer.
Did you hear that? This elder just gave the breakdown of when Passover is. This elder just gave the breakdown of when springtime is. This elder is older than your elder. He's older than IUIC. He's older than GMS. He's older than my elders. He's older. Listen, here's the link for it. Have you ever considered that during this season, it increases the blood flow, and it's the equinoctial season, the equinoctial time frame when days and nights are perfectly even? Maybe you considered it in the way you felt, but have you considered it that that's the entire world? So the whole world goes through a change at that season. Once you get in sync with that and start to hear this information and then line this up with what the other scriptures say, the picture's more beautiful, because now you can see other sites that people aren't paying attention to, but you've been paying attention to. If you think about it, we don't even know about the seasons for real. But when you listen to these elders speak, it's like, oh man, wow, that just adds some more salt to my lamb. Let's see what he says.
Being warmer and drier than winter, but colder and moister than summer. This season lasts from March 21st till June 24th. Next, when the rising of the sun moves towards more northerly parts, the season of summer succeeds, which has its place midway between spring and autumn, combining the warmth of spring with the dryness of autumn. For it is dry and warm, and increases the yellow bile. In it falls the longest day, which has 15 hours, and the shortest night of all, having only 9 hours.
Stop. So if you hear that, what does it make you think? It's very easy. So now the seasons are changing. The yellow bile is increased. You got mucus. See, I just think it's beautiful. These forefathers, they wrote things that was aforetime for our knowing, and they're public. So outside from this writing, there are other audio lessons. There are other audio lessons that I want to make sure I share with friends and families. And the reason being is because there's lessons on marriage that we just can listen to, go back and read the books on, edify ourselves and edify others, and have a leg to stand on whenever we're talking about certain things. I want to get to this real quick, and it's a part of our love and obligation. We're going to go to, we did the gospel. All right. That was earlier's video. That was the video from earlier. All right. So we did Exodus chapter. We didn't do 17 yet. Memorial. Whew, right from Memorial. All right. Let's go to Exodus chapter 14. Yeah, let's finish 14. All right. Exodus chapter 14. Let's finish at verse 24. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, and they drave them heavy. Remember, they flying down the street with sparks. So the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Yasharallah, for Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And Yahweh said unto Mashah, stretch out thine hand over the sea and the waters, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and upon their horsemen. And Mashah stretched out his hand forth over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. As I was reading, my imagination's moving, so I'm visualizing what has my mind seen as a child, and when I read the scripture now, what does my mind see? Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. Let me go a verse up. So verse 14, 26, verse 26, chapter 14, verse 26 is very important. And the reason being is because we see a similarity. Now, in the beginning of Mashah's adventure journey, this what do you call this? What do you call this? At the beginning of Mashah's ministry. So Yahweh just gives him, and he shows him deliverance, gives him instruction, and says, spread out your hands and watch the waters come down. I said, do it, you do it. See, I'm actually doing it, but you're going to make the gestures and I'm going to make it happen. Right? Well, when Mashah got fed up, and Yahweh, please forgive us all, man, it makes me want to have a nosebleed how much I've, spoken ill or lost my temper. When Mashah got fed up, the last time they dealt with the water, Yahweh Shai said, Yahweh Allah says, speak to the rock. And Yahweh, and what did Mashah do? Mashah said, must we give you water? Speak and strike it. Mashah struck it. Mashah, must we give you water? But see, he lost his temper in the last one. And the first one, he's just obedient. Things worked out fine. I love it when the scriptures cut me. Verse 25. And took off their chariot wheels and drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Yasha'Allah, for Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And Yahweh said unto Mashah, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and upon their horsemen. And Mashah stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and the hosts of Pharaoh. This is what interests me, because it doesn't say Pharaoh specifically just yet. I'm looking for the verse that says, and Pharaoh and all of his drowned. I see where it says his army, his horsemen, their men, their chariots. But I'm looking for where it says, and Pharaoh drowned also. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. Maybe this is one of those things where it's like, well, it doesn't have to say that. Well, what if something else says something different? Verse 28. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. And then when I read this verse, I say, see, in my own head, because I don't need nobody else to do it for me. But if you do it for me, we're doing it together. In my head, I say, there remain not so much as one of them. Well, would that one be including Pharaoh or one of the hosts of Pharaoh? It doesn't say that Pharaoh drowned. I don't see where it says that Pharaoh also drowned. Do you see, Sister Ida, where it says Pharaoh drowned? I'm just asking. I'm just asking because I love studying. But the children of Israel walked upon what? Dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. That's absolutely beautiful. And I'm pretty sure there's movies that did great on that representation. Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews on the Exodus. All right. Let's everybody come over here. And let's see if we can get this page pulled up. So this is one of those websites I like reading from. Perseus is another one, Slack layout, that's another website. But this is a good one. All right. Let's see. Death of Isaac to the Exodus out of Egypt. Okay, so let's go ahead and scroll down. We're in chapter 1. All right, let's go up. All right. Let's see if we can find it. How Moses and Aaron returned to Egypt to Pharaoh. Let's go down to chapter 14, 15, 16. All right, 15, 16. And how the Hebrews left under the conduct of Mashah. That's what our brother Shamar read to you. How the sea was divided asunder for the Hebrews when they were pursued by the Egyptians. Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews. And we're in paragraph 1532. When Mashah said this, he led them to the sea while the Egyptians looked on, for they were within sight. Now these were so distressed by the toil of the pursuit that they thought proper to put off fighting until the next day. But when Mashah had come to the seashore, he took his rod and made supplication to Yahweh and called upon him to be their helper and assistant and said, now everybody, you may have not heard this. Here's another prayer of Moses. We're going to scroll on down until we end it off right here. I'm going to copy this. And the reason why I'm going to copy this is because some of you might want to know this one day. It's going to be pasted right here. Excuse me. When we come across this Torah portion again, as long as this video is saved, then guess what? As long as this video is saved, then you'll be able to come back and get this prayer of Moses. Isn't that something? Let's get back to it. Thou art not ignorant, O Yahweh, that is beyond, excuse me, that it is beyond human strength and human contrivance to avoid the difficulties we are now under. But it must be thy work altogether to procure deliverance to this army, which has left Egypt at thy appointment. We despair of any other assistance or contrivance and recourse only to hope we have in thee. Let me do that again. And have recourse only to that hope we have in thee. And if there be any method that can promise us an escape by thy providence, we look up to thee for it. And let it come quickly and manifest thy power to us. And do thou rise up this people unto good courage and hope of deliverance, who are deeply sunk in a disconsolate state of mind. We are in a helpless place, but still 'tis a place that thou possesseth. But still the sea is thine, the mountains enclosed us are thine, so that these mountains will open themselves if thou commandest them, and the sea also, if thou commandest it, will become dry land. Nay, we might ourselves escape by flight through the air if thou should determine we would have that by our salvation. You ever heard that prayer before? See, let's go back to the Torah real quick. Let's go back to Exodus. Now, this is why we study from Flavius Josephus, and we also study from the Torah. Josephus was he was an eyewitness. Now, he wasn't here when this happened, but Josephus had access to the records of our people back, first century. So we knew these things. Let's read up. So this is Exodus chapter 14, verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back a strong wind that divided. And the children, let's go up a couple verses. Behold, harden the hearts, lift up the hand, stretch out thy rod, will fight for you. All right. And Moses said to the people, fear not, stand and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And Yahweh said unto Mashah, wherefore thou criest thou unto me? Wait a minute. Did y'all see that? This is a puzzle. See, I know somebody caught it. See, everything that we just read over here in Flavius Josephus, this part over here, all of this. Now what you do is you read this part and you precept it with what you read in the Torah. And it goes together perfectly. See, because in the Torah, it don't say that. It doesn't say that. Bahathawara. Remember the word Torah, it only means the instructions. So guess what? The book of Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews, is Tawara. It's instructions. It has the law, statute, commandment. It's instructions. The New Testament is Tawara. It's instructions by definition. So check this out. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, stand still. So this is him talking to the people. Fear not, stand still, and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians who you have seen, the Egyptians who you have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Now look, verse 14, he says, Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And watch this. This is what Masha is saying to us. But when you get to verse 15, it says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, look, wherefore criest thou unto me? When did Masha cry out to Yahweh in this verse, in this chapter, in this part, in this section? But then when you come to Josephus, you get the exact same narrative. And you get what Moses said at that time. Come on, man. How you think that's not edifying? Isn't that beautiful? Back to it. When Masha had thus addressed himself to Allahiah, to God, he smote the sea with his rod. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. My bad. All right. Wherefore thou criest unto me, speaking to the children of Israel that they go forth. Welcome to Black History Lesson. But lift up thy rod and stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. Right? Now let's go back to Josephus. Go back to Uncle Joe. When Moses had thus addressed himself to God, he smote the sea with his rod, which parted asunder at the stroke, and receiving those waters into itself. Now, I want everybody to pay very close scientific attention to this. Use your imagination. Those waters, and receiving those waters into itself left the ground dry as a road and a place of flight for the Hebrews. Now, when Moses saw this appearance of God and that the sea went out of its own place, what? Did everybody catch all of that? There are 3 things that happened in this event. 3 things. There was a land bridge that was produced. Let's go back to this video real quick. Oh, let's go over here. I want to see if we can pull this up. All right, that was fun. All we did was say that. That was fun. Let's do this. Noabe Beach Land Bridge. Okay. So we're going to go to these images. All we did was say Noabe Beach Land Bridge. This is an actual land bridge that's underwater that Yahweh told Masha to smite the waters, and the waters went up, and there was a land bridge. Can y'all see that? Isn't that beautiful? Wait, but check this out, though. Wait, check this out. This is still here. This is there to this day. From right here to over here. This over here is Egypt. This over here is Arabia. This over here is Egypt. This over here is Arabia. And there's a natural underwater bridge right there. Let's see if we can try this. Satellite images, Nuebe Beach Land Bridge, Arabia. Okay, I guess it pulled up. Wait a minute. Wait, U.S. Gov monitoring. I'll have to read that one. Resolution Saturday. I have to check into that. I don't want to go there too quick. Look at this. There's the Pharaoh's chariots. This was high. This is higher than the. Okay, so here's Nuebe. Here's Arabia. This is higher than the Empire State Building. The Most High is just good, man. Let's go back to this real quick. Now, receiving those waters into itself, so the waters folded up into itself. Look at this. Left the ground dry. That's that land bridge, y'all. Yahweh is real, y'all. Yahweh Shai is real, y'all. Look at this. As a road and a place of flight. You know why? Because it was so broad. It was so, well, you know what? For the Hebrews. Now, when Masha saw the what? Appearance of God. See, that was, I said, the 3 things happened. Because when we read in the Torah portion earlier, he said he showed his face. He showed his face Yahushua showed his face out of the pillar of fire by night and the cloud by day. His face came out of it and it looked down. Man, did y'all study? Did y'all learn anything new or different this week on the Torah portion? It's a lot of beautiful details. Let's learn some more. When Moses had thus addressed himself to God, he smote the sea with his rod, which parted asunder at the stroke, and receiving those waters into itself, left the ground dry as a road and a place of flight for the Hebrews. Now, when Moses saw this appearance of God, and see that? Not just what Yahweh did, saw the appearance. If anybody needs help with that, I can show you that again. Maybe you got to go back and watch the first video. We did a breakdown on that. His panya, his face came through the clouds and it scared the Egyptians. And that's why the Egyptians drove their chariots until the wheels broke off, because they seen the face of God coming out the sky, out of clouds with thunder and lightning and fire. A black cloud. Man, it's terrifying. I don't even want to. It says it's continents. The word continents means face. We did a breakdown on the part 1 video of this. And that the sea, so not only that, and that the sea went out of its own place. Look at this. And left dry land. He went first of all into it and bid the Hebrews to follow him along that divine road and to rejoice at the danger of their enemies that followed them. That followed them were in, and give thanks to Yahweh for this so surprising a deliverance which appeared from him. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. They about to die. Praise the Most High. They about to be destroyed. Come on, everybody, run. Make sure y'all say Torah Yahweh. Come on, everybody. Masha was booking. It says he went first. Come on, y'all. See? By this surprising deliverance which appeared from him. Now, while these Hebrews made no stay, but still went on earnestly, as led by Yahweh's presence with them. There was so much in that one line. It said we hurried up too. We was booking too. And we left earnestly. But look at this. It says, as led by God's presence with them. I'm here to tell you, when it says God's presence, that's a reference to Yahushua HaMashiach. Yahushua HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly and sometimes accidentally calls Jesus Christ. We call our master, king, savior, our husband, my husband. And I got to be a better wife. I haven't been a very good rib to him. I haven't been a very good bride. I got to be a better bride. I don't want him to cast me off and say, away from me, I never knew you, you work of iniquity. Because that's what happens in the end. Or he welcomes you in and he gives you a garment, you make it into the feast, right? So God's presence with them is Yahushua. When you read in the Old Testament, it says the angel of the Lord. Then you look it up, it says his providence. Yahushua is everywhere in the Old Testament. And a lot of non-messianics, they just either don't read in Hebrew, they don't believe, or they don't research. But Yahushua is everywhere in the Old Testament. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Now, while these Hebrews made no stay, but went on earnestly, as led by Yahweh's presence, God's presence with them, the Egyptians supposed at first that they were distracted and were going rashly upon manifest destruction. They're like, look at them, they are running to their own death. They are running to their own death. They are so hasty and stupid to run from us. They are running to their own destruction. But when they saw that they were gone a great way without any harm, Pharaoh, they are getting away. Pharaoh, what do you want me to do? Damn, they are going very far. We will chase them. And that no obstacle or difficulty failed their journey, they made haste to pursue them, hoping that the sea would be calm for them also. They put their horse foremost and went down themselves into the sea. Now the Hebrews, while these were putting on their armor and therein spending their time, were beforehand with them and escaped them and got first over to the land on the other side without any hurt. Hence, the others were encouraged and more courageously pursued them, as hoping no harm would come to them either. But the Egyptians were not aware. But the Egyptians were not aware that they went into a road made for the Hebrews, not for others. Hallelujah. 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 That this road was made for the deliverance of those in danger, but not for those that were earnest to make use of it for the others' destruction. For soon therefore as ever the whole Egyptian army was within it, the sea flowed into its own place and came down with a great torrent, raised by storms of winds, and encompassed the Egyptians. Showers of rain also came down from the sky, and dreadful thunderings and lightnings and flashes of fire. Thunderbolts also were darted upon them, nor was there anything which used to be sent by God upon men as indications of his wrath, which did not happen at this time. Oh my, yeah. I'm sorry. This is so much worse than the Disney cartoon. For a dark and dismal night oppressed them, and thus did all the men perish, so that there was not one man left. So that there was not one man left, including Pharaoh. All right, let's be fair. So that there was not one man left to be a messenger of this calamity to the rest of the Egyptians. Josephus just sorted that out, didn't he? But the Hebrews were not able to contain themselves for joy of their wonderful deliverance and destruction of their enemies. All praise. Fight the power. You got to fight the power there. But the Hebrews were not able to contain themselves for joy at their wonderful deliverance and destruction of their enemies. Now indeed suppose themselves firmly delivered when those that would have forced them into slavery were destroyed, and when they found that they had God so evidently for their protector. And now these Hebrews, having escaped the danger they were in after this manner, and besides that, seeing their enemies punished in such a way as a way as is never recorded of any other men whomsoever, were all that night employed in singing hymns and in mirth. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Finally, the years of our captivity over with, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahushai, our power, our angel sent by his father Yahweh, finally delivered us out of slavery. You better believe we was kicking it, rejoicing all night. You know, we went to sleep happy, woke up happy. I'm getting feelings from tabernacles. I'm getting tabernacle vibes from this. If you celebrate a tabernacle, you know what that feels like. Put a 7 in the room. Masha Moses also composed a song unto Yahweh containing his praises and giving thanks for his kindness in what? In hexameter verse. Booyah! So when we learn about the Song of Moses, we learned that the Song of Moses was given to us in bars. I went to go get me a mic stand, some headphones, and a popper. Somebody told me that they would do it for me, and they didn't do it. But it's not because they didn't. It's just because they couldn't. But the Holy Spirit put it on me to go and get it today because this verse, I don't know, just the Most High is so good. Listen, let me pull up hexameter for you. For those of you who don't know what hexameter is, I had said it at the beginning of this video. I said hexameter are, my bad. So I accidentally pulled that up. So let's do a different video. Not a different video. Let's actually do a different search. We're gonna look up the word hexameter. Xexameter. All right. So for those of you that's watching on live, all right, you'll be able to see on Facebook, on YouTube, the word hexameter. Now I usually don't like to stop here, so I'm not going to. And let's just do a real quick Wikipedia search. We also got OG Genesis Loopy Lane. Yabarakaya Bashama Shagashah. Shalom, Madawan.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahweh, Shalom, my kids,
Hey man, Tawada for calling in. Nog, man, good to hear from you, brother. We were just pulling up this video. I was just about to end it. We just read Flavius Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews on the flood that the Most High brought upon the Egyptians, our captivity, our deliverance, and some extra information, man. But we got to the part where it's about to go to the Song of Moses, and I need everybody to know this. The Song of Moses is a song that the children of Israel sang that Moses wrote. Moses spit to us in bars, okay? Moses wrote what's called hexameter. Hexameter is a metrical line of verses consisting of 6 feet to a foot. There's a pulse or a major accent of words in the line of English poetry. In Greek as well as the Latin, it's about a foot, and it's is not an accent, but describes various combinations of syllables. So they don't rap like we rap. You know what I'm saying? Like we speak in different exaggerations. Whenever we get to spraying the words, we get to saying, I can't help with that. You know what I'm saying? So we do it like that because that's how Moses taught us. Why do you think we are the musician that we are? The Most High put his spirit inside of us. And when Moses taught the law to us, thou shalt not sleep with another man's wife, or for sure you will die. Thou shalt not rob your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when Moses was giving us the Torah, not only the 10 commandments, the first time we got the commandments from the Most High, and he boomed them. He boomed, boom, boom, boom. He boomed his voice down, and it terrified us. So when Moses taught us the law, Deuteronomy chapter 32, start Deuteronomy chapter 30, go up to Deuteronomy chapter 32. He read the law to us every Shabbat day. He read the law to us regularly, and he sang it to the ears of men, women, children, and Gentiles. He said, don't nobody get restricted from hearing this law. Everybody come and hear this. So the heathens, which they are, because they're not from our nationality, we're not from theirs. They were on the outskirts, but they could be in the midst of us. And it would be very common for me to have a little white boy standing right next to me because I owned him and his father and his mother. And they all had fringes and borders of blue on, borders of purple, actually borders of violet. They all had fringes and borders of violet on, and they were an inheritance. And they could not enter into the congregation until a certain number of generations. And they lived at peace with us because they left from Egypt with us. So guess what? They also heard Masha giving us the laws in what is called hexameter. So everybody that's watching on screen, I pray that you can see that. We're going to flip back over to this real quick. And now Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews. Watch this. This is right before the Song of Moses, right? All right. So Moses also composed a song unto God containing his praises and thanksgiving for loving kindness in hexameter verse. This is a Hebrew book we reading, y'all. This ain't the white man's book we reading. This was a Negro, a black man who went to war with the government. His name was Matatawa. That was his name. Ban Matatawa. Ban Matatawa, son of Matthew, Flavius Josephus. So when we learn about us, see, it says we were all that night employed in singing of hymns and mirth. You know what mirth is? Mirth is that happy joy feeling you get inside your belly to where you're so happy. You just, man, everything, we just all smiling. We get that falsely from alcohol and from drugs and the experiences that we get once we get there. But we get it sincerely whenever we're around people who we love, people who we're having joy, like that happy. We just so happy, man. I love being around my friends, family. It gives us that bubbly feeling. Well, imagine that on top of singing and rapping and eating all night because Yahweh just killed all of your enemies and you're finally free from slavery. And you got to see his face stick out of a cloud. That's what we just read. He stuck his face out of a cloud. And terrified. That's why the Egyptians was driving their cars until the wheels rolled off and it was fire scratch, driving them heavy. That's why. This narrative of what happened to us in Black History Month, Passover, this time frame, it should be read from the Bible. The Most High said he didn't do this for no other nation but yours, black man, yours, black woman. As for I myself, I have delivered every part of this history as I have found in the sacred books, nor let anyone wonder at the strangeness of the narration. If a way were discovered to those men of old time who were free from the wickedness of modern ages, whether it happened by the will of God or whether it happened on its own accord, while for the sake of those accompanied Alexander, the king of Macedonia. Watch this. Alexander, the king of Macedonia, yet lived comparatively but a little while ago in Pamphylia, the sea. So during the time frame of Flavius Josephus, there was a king, King Alexander. You can't make this stuff up. The meditation, you can't make this stuff up. So there was a European, a Gentile man. He was not an Israelite. He was a Gentile man. I'll just say he's Gentile. He was king of Macedonia, and he only lived a little bit after Flavius Josephus. It says comparatively, but a little while ago in Pamphylia, the sea retired and afforded them passage through itself. Yet they had no other way to go. I mean, when it was the will of God to destroy the monarchy of the Persians. And this is confessed to be true by all that have written about the actions of Alexander. But as to these events, let everyone determine as he pleases. Flavius Josephus was a beast. He'd drop a bomb on you and be like, think what you want about it. When he says, let everyone determine how they pleases, he says, think what you want about it. It happened. So let's look this up real quick. All right. Alexander of Pamphylia and the sea opening up that Yahweh let him go through. All right, let's look that up. All right. Now, the Most High is so dope. He's so fire. He's so life. He's so chaya. He's so everything. The word chaya is life. Yahweh is so chaya that he does his own proof. He only needs us to speak about his proofs to those who haven't heard. On the next day, Masha Moses gathered together the weapons of the Egyptians which were brought to the camp of the Hebrews by the current of the sea and the force of the winds assisting it. I'm sorry. Did Yahweh kill all the Egyptians, including Pharaoh, and then make all of their weapons and armor wash up on the sea for us to just pick up for free? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did the Egyptians have gold swords or gold armor? Or was this? Wait, I'm sorry. If this was the Egyptian army, does that mean that they had military grade weapons? Well, hold on, wait. If this was the Egyptian army, does this mean they had bulletproof vests? Hold on, wait a minute. What? Not only did we strip the Egyptians when we came out of Egypt, they was like, take this. You can have this too, right? Then after the Most High killed all of our enemies, he made all of their belongings wash up on the seashore for us. Happy Black History Month, baby. This is Black history. And guess what? Well, Yahweh did, he's going to do it again. There's not another nationality nation on the planet that can say that they went through this. The European Jewish people don't even say that they went through this. Go and check. They'll put it in movies, but they don't say it was them in the books. They don't even say that they was delivered from slavery in Egypt, do they? Encyclopedia Britannica, it is illegal. The Encyclopedia Judaica, it is illegal for a man that is not an Israelite to call himself a Jew. They got to call themselves Jewish. Go look it up. It's in their own books. They know that. That's why they don't run around calling themselves Israelites. It's in their own Judaica. There's not another nationality on the planet that can say that this happened to them. On the next day, Masha gathered together the weapons of the Egyptians, which were brought to the camp of the Hebrews by the current of the sea and the force of the winds assisting it. And he conjectured that this also happened by the divine providence. Let me let you all know something. Here's another word that means Yahushai. The word providence is another word for Yahushai. Angel of the Lord, providence, presence, the right arm of God. Burning bush, pillar of fire by night, cloud by day, spirit of death that took the breath out of all the firstborn in Egypt. All of these are Yahushai. The great angel that stood before Joshua when we were going to war. The angel that told Balaam, don't go any further. And then he came through the womb of a woman for us to show us how much he loves us. Come on, man. By the current of the sea and by the force of the winds assisting it, and he, Masha Moses, conjectured that this also happened by divine providence, and so that might not be destitute, and so that they, the children of Israel, so that they might not be destitute of weapons. So when he had ordered the Hebrews to arm themselves with them, he led them to Mount Sinai in order to offer sacrifice to God and to render oblations for the salvation of the multitude, as he was charged to do beforehand. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We walked out with wealth, with garments, with animals, with our children, with our wives, with Gentiles, and with fully loaded weapons. Man, I serve Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushua, man. The sea was congealed. That's another thing to look at. The sea was congealed. When we look up the word congealed, congealed means it was become solid. Like imagine jello with no pork in it. The sea became congealed in its heart. Something else to look at is when the Most High destroyed the Egyptians, he did it terribly. He didn't just let the waters come down. Oh, no. He sent down, you can't make this stuff. I love you so much, Yahweh. Thank you, Father. This must be what you want me to do. I'm telling y'all, he be having me turn exactly to the right page. This page is hundreds of thousands of words or whatever, thousands of words, and it's all on black and white pages. And he literally has you. If you just do it, he'll do it for you too. He'll have you stop exactly where he wants you to teach at. As I was saying, as I was scrolling through all these black and white pages with my blind self, as soon as therefore, as ever, the whole Egyptian army was within it, the sea, this is how he killed the Egyptians. Listen, I don't like certain thunderstorms. Let it boom, 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 too loud. Everybody in the house gonna jump. I don't care how hard you are. Thunder gonna scare you. I don't care how hard you are. The Most High can terrify you with a loud sound from the sky. But look what he did to the Hamites. As soon, therefore, as ever the whole Egyptian army was within it, the sea flowed into its own place, and came down with torrent raised by storms of winds. Hold on. A torrent by itself is a very powerful blast. A very powerful torrent raised by storms of winds and encompassed the Egyptians. Showers of rain also came down upon from the sky, and dreadful thunders. I didn't make that up. I didn't ad-lib that. It literally says showers of rain also came down from the sky, and dreadful thunders and lightnings with flashes of fire. I'm sorry, Yahweh did not like these Hamites. Sorry, not sorry. I don't give a about Egypt. Egyptology, Kemet. Yeah. Only thing I know is this right here. Right now, there are 3 chariots over each one of the 3 pyramids in Gaza going up and down. It's been happening for about a week. I hate how Israelites are so blind and don't pay attention, and I don't have a megaphone standing on top of the world shouting down, hey, y'all, look over here. Hey, y'all, look over here. Hey, y'all, Africa is cracking in half. Yeah, I didn't say Africa Africa is separating and becoming a whole nother continent. That's bad. But when we first started telling y'all to watch out for the chariots during the time frame of tabernacles, it was a hoax. It was jokes. People said that it wasn't their homeboys. It's my homeboys. My God is doing this. Just like he's doing what happened during the time of our Exodus. Are y'all not paying attention? We're getting closer in the Passover. He's doing world plagues. He's doing world signs. So he ain't like these Hamites. Showers of rain also came down from the sky, and dreadful thunders and lightnings with flashes of fire. Thunderbolts also were darted upon them. Do you know what it means to have a thunderbolt darted upon you? I don't want to find out. But if something is darted, it means thrown down violently. See, the context clues here are just terrifying. Nor was there anything which was used to be sent by God upon men as indications of his wrath, which did not happen at this time. For a dark and dismal night oppressed them. Oh, he sent the darkness again? We got to be terrified of Yahweh and he's going to do these things again. He's already doing them. There's a fog that's covering over the world. People are saying they can feel the fog. They're saying they can smell it. They're getting sick. Who's to say or who's not to say that this fog is not a precursor to this darkness that he's bringing, that he's done before? Have ye not read? Did you learn anything on this week's Torah portion? For a dark and dismal night oppressed them, and thus did all these men perish. So there was not one man left, including the Pharaoh. It doesn't say that. I injected that. So that there was not one man left to be a messenger of this calamity to the rest of the Egyptians. Well, that was fun. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this, and we're going to go to the next part. Okay, we're going to go to the next part. That was this week's Torah portion. And if anybody's interested, when we get into this next week's Torah portion, we start reading about Balaam. Oh, you're going to have fun. Oh, you're going to have so much fun. Balaam, the magician. You mean Balaam, the one who actually knew how to talk to Yahushai? Wait. You mean the same Balaam that was older than Moses and wanted to kill him when Moses was a toddler? You mean the same Balaam who instituted Planned Parenthood in the Hebrew Israelite community in Egypt? Yep. The same Balaam that instituted the abortion clinics. We're going to get to hear about him coming up soon. And he's got a role to play in all of this. That's why I say he's one of my favorite characters in our biblical narrative. Balaam was a beast, real dude. All right. I ain't saying he was real, like he was a real nigga. I ain't saying like that, but he was a real individual. And his details are so beautiful. It's like Balaam. When you learn about Balaam, it's like playing Zombie Army 4. And it's like, oh, I didn't know I get this zombie and I can play with this character. And then you find out this character does more. Oh, I can upgrade it. It doesn't. It just keeps, the information just keeps going. When it comes to the character of Balaam, our salvation, his role that he had to play in it, Yahweh using everybody as pawns, including me. This one little dusty, musty piece of sweat. I ain't even a piece of sweat. I'm the smell that sweat has. I'm not even the smell. I'm the vapor. And we're only here for like that. But Yahweh uses us all. So use your time wisely, right? Because we got to answer to him. So if you're doing, do more, right? So when we learn about Balaam, that's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very fun. So this week's Torah. Oh my good. Oh, I just realized I got next week's Torah portion. Oh no, I need a substitute. I'm gonna have to call somebody, see if they can substitute, stand in for me, man. Oh man, dang it. Pickle sticks and lollipops. All right, so we'll get to that. And that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun for everybody to check it out. So let's go to this screen real quick. Next, after we read this, after this has been read, then what we're gonna go down to is let's see, the Torah portion for the Song of Moses. But let's read this first real quick. All right, so everybody can get a real connected, well-rounded understanding. So this is Exodus chapter 14, verse 27. It says, and Mashah Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength. And when the morning appeared, the Egyptians fled against it, and Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. See that? Look. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them, but the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus Yahweh saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw the great work which Yahweh did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared Yahweh and believed his servant Moses. Kala Shirah, the body Yahweh, Naisha, Wanashamai. All that Yahweh has said, what we do in here. Wasn't that beautiful? When you read it from how it is from Torah, from Torah, all right, it's just enough. It's just enough for you to understand. But like the apostle said, here, let's get the scripture real quick, all right? 1 Corinthians chapter 13, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Look at this. Let's go to this page, everybody. The apostle said what? Though I speak with the tongues of men and angels. So that means I can speak in English and I can speak in other language, Hebrew, whatever. And he says angels right here. All right. He says, and have not charity, I am become as sound brass or tinkling cymbal. So if I'm operating love, I'm just making noise, right? But this is what he says down here. He says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. But here's the other thing, I understood as a child. We're not children anymore. We're men and women that are producing children. So we have to put away our Sunday school lesson. We don't put it away. We just tuck it back and we use our Sunday school lesson to teach others. But it's time for us to start understanding, right? When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child, right? But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So you should listen to elders such as Flavius Josephus. And I have another one pulled up, and I want to share this with you all real quick. If you all can see the screen, this is one of my favorite books. And salute to my ribs, man. I love my mashpachah, my family, man. My ribs are my biggest supporters, along with my brethren. And I want to say salute to everybody that's watching, that's listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube and help others to get this information. I don't do fancy clickbait and all that stuff, but for those the information is the information is solid. It's there. All right. So this is one of my favorite books. This is and again, I was going to salute to my mashpachah, my family, because they purchased our library. This book is called Orthodox Faith, and it's by an old dude named St. John, and he was the elder of a place called Damascus. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a real short clip from this. And this short clip is going to give you some cool understanding. If you like to know things like I like to know things, I want to encourage you, put away childish things and start learning from the Israelite elders. Not just the Zaquanium in your local city gates, but start learning from the Zaquanium that are known, that, have experience. Okay. And outside from that, the elders that were before them. Notice I didn't say the elders that were before us, because I'm not an elder. The elders that were before them. Start learning from the elders that were before them. I'm going to play a quick clip of this. Tell me what y'all think about this. All right. Tell me if anything strikes your interest.
18 months, owing to the addition of these 11 days. It's quenched, it is transformed into air. The circle of the zodiac has an oblique motion and is divided into 12 sections called zodia or signs. Each sign has 3 divisions of 10 each, that is, 30 divisions. And each division has 60 very minute subdivisions. The heaven, therefore, has 365 degrees, the hemisphere above the earth and that below the earth, each having 180 degrees.
I'm going to stop right there. Y'all might have missed that. You might have missed it, but it's okay. I'm going to explain to you what the elder said. He taught us real quickly, briefly, about the constellations, which are also known as the zodiac. The Hebrews knew about the zodiac. We knew about the constellations. But then he also taught us briefly about the hemisphere. He told us that the hemisphere is in equal parts, and it's also the shape of a sphere. In just that quick of time, you heard a lesson that was before NASA. And this elder just told you that the earth is a sphere, that the earth is a globe, that the earth is round. You may have missed it. This is solid evidence, proof of how to calculate and learn new moon, to learn about the sun, to learn about the wind, to learn about the waters, to learn about fire, to learn about planets. This is a tried and true teacher. Now, you don't have to look at what I look at. I would just encourage you to please get this book. Thank you to my mashpachah, to my family, for getting it to me, because once they got it to me, I was able to study and edify our nation with it. This is why I can honestly, one of the reasons I can, with solidarity, I can tell you that new moon is this time frame. The scriptures again say, study to show thyself approved. I'm going to play this clip for y'all one more time. See what you get out of this.
Quenched, it is transformed into air. The circle of the zodiac has an oblique motion and is divided into 12 sections called zodia or signs.
Okay. Oblique. You have to listen to context clues like that. When you see a picture, here, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Oblique zodiac. Okay. So here's the aspects. All right. Let's get. You gotta be careful when you do these, because some of these actually do go into, you know, astrology, and we don't want to go into astrology. All right. So this is not what I want. This isn't what I want at all. I don't want that. That's not what I want. I actually want astronomical diagram of oblique zodiac. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what we're looking for. All praise. All right. Man, isn't Yahweh good? Yahweh is so good by Shema Shak Yahushai. Okay, so this is what we want to look at. Now, what we just read, or what we just listened to from the book St. John of Damascus on Orthodox Faith, is the exact same information that you'll see here with dealing with the globe or the sphere of the earth. All right. Now, this is the track. This is the trail. This is the track. And here's the earth. The rotation of it actually changes. It goes up and down, right? But this is it going sideways. We learn all of this information by studying the elders' lessons, the ones that was before us. And these things are so fun and easy. And I can almost tell you, if you just play these lessons to children, they'll memorize like it's nothing. If you ride around and just listen to this, you will memorize it like it's nothing. But if you read it and put it in a book and put it in your face, you'll become a master at it. And that's what I want to do. I just want to understand. But I want to understand so I can tell people the truth. And there's so many Yasha Alim, there's so many men that are so-called teachers, and they're teachers in their own rights, but they're not putting in the footwork to show you how much they love you to actually get the information. And that's what we want to do. That's what me, our brothers, those who teach the Torah portion, our brother Sah, that's what we all do. We actually put in the work to say, hey, listen, this is this. And we try to do it without too much, opposition with other schools or congregations or communities. It's just that we want people to see things. It's not bad to know the zodiac. The children of Israel knew the zodiac. We knew it. Zodiac symbology on ancient synagogues. Look at this. You see this? These are ancient synagogues where we had the zodiacs on the floor. So the children, this is 1st century. So this is when everybody still had afros in the paintings, when they looked like Ethiopians. See, before the Europeans came in and whitewashed everything. You see that? That's a waxing crescent. All right, here's the zodiac going around. So we knew the zodiac. We had to. So it's not bad. Look, there's a huge menorah. All right. The point of saying all that is to say this, is that we had to, and we have to now. All right. So I pray somebody learned something out of this. I had fun talking about the Torah portion recap. I'm going to end this off. All right. And I got to play my song, man. I got to play I got to play my Lil Jones, because it actually goes perfectly with this week's Torah portion. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and segue this in. I'm going to say, yeah, Brock, come here. I watch my check out shy. Let me see. And to watch everybody rocking, watching. Loopy, man, you still on with us, Ock? Hey, man, Shalom, Ock. You feel like rolling your window down? All right. All right. Well, you might be on mute, Ock. You might be on mute. But you want to bring anything out? You want to say anything, homie? Before I go ahead and call?
John, I was on mute. I would just like to say, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, and then the Son Yahweh Shah, for us seeing what's going on in the world. Not only that, nobody's talking about what's going on with the chariots that's just been popping up. I mean, so many. It's just crazy how things like Africa is splitting in half. Like, y'all not paying attention. They deporting all the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, and they talking about they deporting the Haitians. There's a lot going on that, we have to start paying attention to. Get your head from out your crack, and pay attention, And it's just real. It's I'm not going to say it's this time because nobody know the days and time, but I could say it's pretty close. It's really pretty close. And for the so-called Israelites, black folks out there, I would say this is not a time to be really downplaying these Mexicans because they are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, so are the Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? And right now, they're going through a lot dealing with Trump. You know what I'm saying? And Elon Musk and all this crazy stuff that's going on. YouTube and Google is free. So you can't say you're not seeing this if you're not watching TV. I'm pretty sure you're seeing all the videos that's going on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And we are the chosen people. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget we are underneath the curses. So it's not going to be easy. This is not an easy ride, and some people might have it better than others, but things could change in the New York minute. But with that being said, I don't want to talk too much. Also, I would like to say thank you, Isaiah, for being a brother. I tagged you into a video with this old dude that was, because, I was really up on the flat planet thing. And I'm glad that you helped me out and you executed that very well. With that being said, all praise to the Most High,
Man, all praise. Shout out for your consistency, man. You're a great brother. All right, so what was the video, man? What was the video? We're on live right now, and I've just pulled up a few images of Africa splitting. It's not a joke, man. The whole world is changing. There's also and people you have to remember this. There was a landmass once upon a time called the land of Lemuria and Atlantis, and people don't believe that Atlantis was real. We've been teaching it for years. Atlantis is real. Atlantis was real. They're locating in India. Our brother Saskumar Kumar, he can even talk about this. How the land of Lemuria has actually been located. And that's scary because now all of this Atlas information, all this stuff is coming to fruition, is coming to light. And people is like, well, listen, the world is never going to be the same. In 2025, it started in 2020, 2024, whatever, right? Around the time frame of tabernacles, the increase of the chariots, there was a huge huge sphere, bigger than a car, touched down in the UK at the airport in their face. It ain't even touched the ground. It's just hovering, spinning. They freaking out. Then after that, it just started increasing overall. It's in the world. People stop paying attention over not only the military installations, but over Langley, Virginia, over the CIA governments, over the Pentagon, over the pyramids in Giza, over hot spots over the world, and now half of Africa is cracking off. That is what? There's water coming out of the deserts, so people have to decide to see the signs, and to be obedient. But nothing's going to be the same. This is terrifying. So I say, Kwame Asherala, Thawada OG Genesis, Luby Lane, man. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for your brotherhood. I'm gonna head it off, man, with this song, man. It's the Moses song, man. I'm so weird about playing my own music, man, but it just fits. It's this week's Torah portion, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the song of Moses. It just fits, man. So hey, man, I would love it if anybody would like to engineer, reproduce, redo this song. It's very much available. It was supposed to be a compilation song in the first place, and it would be wonderful if anybody would like to join in, man. Maybe we get some daughters on here, because when you look at the song of Moses, there was women singing, Moses and Miriam. All right, so You can always use Yashala in many ways, man. Bless the nation, man.
Yeah, he done it all for me, all for me, all for me. Yeah, he done it all for me, all for me, all for me.
Do you remember when Pharaoh and all his chariots, they was cast off into the sea? Captains of his chosens, they were drowned out with the reeds. I ain't see it, but I know that it happened. Police captains was gasping for air, grasping for someone who wasn't there to grab them. Matter of fact, his right hand with the same power that drowned him. It can only be Yah that can make the water stand up on both sides with no coastlines. And harder and harder, these Hamites that go commit suicide. And they lust and they pride. The people they perish. Apparently they ain't know about my parents. Who is like you? Oh, Yah, anybody name up a false flag in God? No, they can and they want and they don't, cause they so terrified of Al-Ashad Yah. All of the coast of Palestine, and that's Ishmael, and you Arabs get no pass. And you dukes of Hazards, I mean dukes of heathens, I mean dukes of dookies, I mean beasts of feasts, I mean dukes of Edom. That's what I mean in these last days. You Edomites gonna be amazed when y'all face to face with the sons of slaves, and y'all Moabites gonna tremble when you remember what you did to us with the 4 fire rice. And you Canaanites with y'all trifling asses gonna melt away and be still as stone as the Most High takes us home. In these last days, this Moses song.
All right, the Song of Moses, man. That's one of my favorite little songs, man. It's the new. As we was on a mission, man. So the Most High brought us back from that. Yeah. All right. All praise the Most High, man. Most High brought us back from that, man. What a beautiful man. Hey, we had fun. And I recorded that on an app called Triller. Triller, I think it's popping now. I think everybody use Triller now. So it's like Triller done turned into something mega mogul. So I don't even go there. I don't even mess with it no more. I probably should. But anywho, let me see. All right. So let's end it off with this right here. There was something else I wanted to show everybody. Wasalah. Let me see. Okay. All right, so there was something else I wanted to show everybody, but I wanted to make sure that it segued pretty smooth, which I kind of dropped the ball on that one, but it's all right. We can keep going. All right. So again, yep, one of my favorite songs, Moses song. Yeah, he done it all for me, all for me, all for me, man. And then you go back, what it should be taught. It should be, because it is Black history, and yeah. He did do it for you, by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. And then you got to see what the all was. Like, once you read, you're like, oh, man, he did that too. He did that too. He did that too. So it just doesn't stop whenever we're looking at, hey, Shalom, we got Caller, Yahweh Shema Latah. Shalom, we got Dayawam, Yahweh Shema Latah. You called in. What's the word, baby girl? Oh, can't be heard. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. All right, there we go. Okay, can you be heard? All right. Hey, did you want to say something, Princess? So happy. All right. So if you want to call in, all right. So real quick, that's what I mean. I like that, man. My bad. I really like that. All right. Now here, I wanted to show this real quick. Let's look at a few other things. These last days, this is Moses' son. What did Yahweh do for us? I can do this all day. Once you look at it, and you see what he did. Let me go ahead and do this, man. I gotta read this, man. I can't leave y'all in suspense. All right. So this is the book of Jasher now. Now from here, you're gonna hear some things that are different. All right, that you didn't hear in Josephus, that you didn't hear in the Torah. All right, you're gonna hear some different things here. All right. So let's read this real quick. I want y'all to check this out. Tell me, in a comparative reading situation, if you were doing comparative reading and you were reading the Torah and you were reading Flavius Josephus and you were reading the book of Jasher, would you be able to spot differences? The Most High left proof of his And here go the video. It's called Exodus Revealed for those watching Quastar Inc. This is a submarine with a camera on it. This is them going to the bottom of the Sea of Reeds. This is them with they frog suits on. Like Loopy say, I know you about to put on your scuba suit and go deep and do boom and go, but hold on, King. Check it out. Hold on. These are the artifacts. This is a graveyard. Those aren't rocks that y'all looking at. You're looking at the actual vehicles of the Egyptian army at the bottom of the Red Sea. How is this not Black History Month? I love it. It's just mind-blowingly beautiful. Mind-blowingly beautiful. And you can't get away from the information because the information was put there before we were born. You know how fire that is, that the Most High put this information out here before he set this up for us to be able to learn it later? Come on, man. That's the God I serve. I serve Yahweh B'Shem HaMashiach Yahushua. Somebody got to show me the acts of their God. I ain't seen their God did nothing yet. You ain't show me, where your God made your people go across a secret land bridge. Nobody else, you ain't showed me that. But we can show you. Look, the Gulf of Aqaba. It's right there. And all the water, and it's taller than the Empire State Building. The Most High just blew some water out the way. And the script, and then when you read it from Josephus, he says from the breath of his nostrils. Most High just blew his nose. That's all he had to do. And he saved us. Man, this is too wonderful to overlook. All right. So, yeah. Let's get to this last one. We're going to close down a few windows. We're going to open up a very fun text. All right. And again, some people support it, some people don't. I'm going to read it to the people because it's fun. All right. It's very fun. All right. All right. So we're in the book of Jasher and we're in chapter 81. Okay. Book of Jasher, chapter 81. We're going to kind of go back a bit because we've heard it from the Torah perspective. We heard it from Josephus' perspective. Okay. Now let's hear it from the book of Jasher. Now, remember, Jasher was not a person. So it's not the book of Jasher as in it's the book of Jasher, Jasher, son of Judah, son of, no, it's Jasher just means Yashar. It means upright. This book literally means the book of the upright. It's not the book of a person named Jasher. All right. And Pharaoh rose up and harnessed his chariot and ordered the Egyptians to assemble. Not one man was left excepting the little ones and women. And all the Egyptians went forth with Pharaoh to pursue the children of Israel. And the camp of Israel was exceedingly large and a heavy camp, about 100,000 men. It's not including the women and children. And the whole of this camp went and pursued the children of Israel to bring, pursued the children of Israel to bring back to Egypt when they reached them encamping by the Red Sea. And the children of Israel lifted up their eyes and beheld the Egyptians pursuing them. And the children of Israel were greatly terrified at them. You know what? I knew something was missing, y'all. We missing study music. All right, my bad. We got to get some study music up here. Slack there. I knew something was missing. I was like, it's a little too quiet. All right. Let's do this real quick. Oh, man, I closed down my little study window. Oh, my bad. I was in the zone, huh? I thought I was done. I was like, show's over. Plug up all the equipment. We out of here. Most High was like, nah, you got another set to do. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. All right, let's get back to it. All right. All right, all praise. Okay. We're in the book of Jasher, chapter 81, and we're in verse 25. And the children of Israel lifted up their eyes and beheld all the Egyptians pursuing them. And the children of Israel were greatly terrified at them. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. 26. And on account of the Egyptians, the children of Israel divided themselves into 4 divisions. And they were divided in their opinions, for they were afraid of the Egyptians. And Moses spake to each of them. The first division was the children of Reuben, Simeon, and Issachar. And they resolved to cast themselves into the sea, for they were exceedingly afraid of the Egyptians. You mean to tell me Issachar, who we call today the tribe of the so-called Mexicans, was really trying to get their backs wet? Nah, man, y'all wrong for that, man. Reuben, y'all was trying to get y'all backs wet. Simeon, y'all was trying to swim. They was like, hey, this is just the narrative, everybody. Just hear this out. The first division of the children of Reuben, Simeon, and Issachar, and they resolved to cast themselves into the sea. They were exceedingly afraid of the Egyptians. I have to look into that. I don't know. I know some Reubenite brothers over there like, no, we Reuben, we the strong warriors, bro. Simeonite brothers, you know, I don't know. Had to check their character. Verse 28. And Moses said unto them, fear not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will effect this day for you. The second division was of Zebulun, Benjamin, and Naphtali. And they resolved to go back into Egypt with the Egyptians. And Moses said unto them, fear not, for as you have seen the Egyptians this day, you shall see them no more forever. And the third division was the children of Judah and Joseph. And they resolved to go meet the Egyptians and fight with them. Because, you know, I'm from the tribe of Judah right here, homie. I ain't jumping in the water. I ain't got to go back into slavery. We're going to have to fight. We're going to have to fight. And who else was talking about they was going to fight alongside with us? The Tainos, the Boricua, the Puerto Ricans. Right now, Yasharala, we need to be coming together like Genesis Ruby Lang said. Yes, listen, when we were in captivity to the white people, don't forget this. When we were in captivity to the white people, Negroes, African Americans ran down into slavery, from slavery into Mexico. And why did we run into slavery in Mexico? Because the inhabitants of Mexico called themselves our cousins, and they said it was illegal for us to be slaves there. So we were safe and protected. And now you have so-called Mexicans, so-called Spanish, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians that are being deported, and the tribe of Judah is officially quiet. You Negroes are some scary cats, man. Right now, our other tribes need us. We need to speak up. Don't be cracking jokes and laughing alongside with them, because ain't nothing funny about having your mother, your wife, your son, your brother stolen, sent to another place. You don't know if they're going to get kidnapped, if they're going to get raped, if they're going to get murdered. You don't know. They're out of your protective custody. Ain't nothing funny about that. So now it's time for Judah to start speaking up, because when we were in captivity in America and we was fleeing from the U.S. cavalries, we ran down into Mexico and they protected us and they made us family members. They said it was illegal for us to be slaves because we're their brothers. And then Negroes forgot that because of the 12 tribe chart. I didn't forget. Let's get back to the Torah portion. Read. Oh, excuse me. This is in the Torah portion. This is the book of Joshua. All right. The third division was of the tribe of Judah and Joseph, and they resolved to go and meet the Egyptians and to fight with them. And Mashah said unto them, stand in your places, for Yahweh will fight for you, and you shall remain silent. And the fourth division of the children of Levi, Gad, and Asher, they resolved to go into the midst of the Egyptians to confound them. And Mashah said unto them, remain in your stations and fear not. Only call to Yahweh that he may save you out of their hands. After this, Mashah rose up from the midst of the people and prayed unto Yahweh and said, O Yahweh, Allah of the whole earth, save now thy people, whom thou didst bring forth out of Egypt, and let the Egyptians boast. Let not the Egyptians boast that power and might of theirs. So Yahweh said unto Mashah, why dost thou cry unto me? Do y'all see the picture now? Do y'all see? Maybe if y'all was listening earlier, if you caught the earlier show, remember we had read it and how it builds up. It didn't say this in the Bible, but it gave a hint to it. But then you read in Flavius Josephus. Josephus tells the whole narrative. Josephus, he spills out Moses' whole prayer. And then you see, then Yahweh answered unto him. And then the Bible says, Christ said, the Most High said, the Messiah, our God, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh. He says, why dost thou cry unto me? But in the Bible, it doesn't tell the whole prayer. In the book of Joshua, it does. In the Flavius Josephus, it does. And then it gives the answer. So the Lord said unto Moses, why dost thou cry unto me? So to read and to learn this prayer, and which we did copy and paste, we put in the room for everybody to see on the YouTube. Right? I don't know if we posted to Facebook. I gotta get that communication together. We'll see. He says, why? So Yahweh said unto Moses, so Yahweh said to Moses, That don't even sound right. So Yahweh said to Moses, we must be reading the NIV version of this. Why does thou cry unto me? Yeah, we're reading the NIV version of this. But it's good. Speaking to the children of Israel that they shall proceed, and do thou stretch out thy rod upon the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall pass through it. And Moses did so. And he lifted up his rod upon the sea and divided it. And the waters of the sea were divided into 12 parts. Whoa, 12 parts? How does that even happen? And the children of Israel passed through on foot with shoes, as no man would pass through, as a man would pass through a prepared road. And Yahweh manifested to the children of Israel his wonders in Egypt and in the sea by the hand of Moses and Aaron. And when the children of Israel had entered the sea, the Egyptians came in after them, and the waters of the sea resumed upon them, and they all sank in the water, and not one of them was left, excepting Pharaoh, who gave thanks to the Lord and believed in him. Therefore, the Lord did not cause him to perish at that time with the Egyptians. And the Lord ordered an angel to take him from amongst the Egyptians, who cast him upon the land of Nineveh, and he reigned over it for a long time. And on that day, Yahweh saved Yashar'Allah, Israel, from the hand of Egypt. And all the children of Israel saw that the Egyptians had perished, and they beheld the great hand of Yahweh. Right here, here's another context: hand of Yahweh, hand of the Lord. All right, alluding to Yahweh Shah, in that he performed what he performed in Egypt and in the sea. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto Yahweh on the day that Yahweh caused the Egyptians to befall them. And all Yasha'Allah sang in concert, singing, saying, I will sing unto Yahweh, for he is greatly exalted the horse and the rider as he cast into the sea. Behold, it is written in the book of the law of God. Now, watch this, everybody. The reason why it stops there is because it says, now this is beautiful because this book doesn't address itself as a book of law of God, but it shows you to go back to the Bible. This right here, this anonym is what I like to call it. It was found in the 15th century, 16th century, which isn't too far away. The waters were greatly muddled between who were Israelites and who were white people claiming to be Jewish. During that time frame, the waters were greatly muddled, but it doesn't mean all the information was muddled. There could have been an Israelite who authored this. The author is still hard to find, all right? But it doesn't show itself to be a Bible, just a record. And it says, verse 43, and then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto Yahweh on the day that the Lord caused the Egyptians to fall before them. And all Israel sang in concert, saying. Now, they had to put this part into this animal, and I really like the way it is because they didn't do the whole Song of Moses. The whole Song of Moses is called Exodus chapter 15. When you go to Exodus chapter 15, it gives you a complete song, just like in Judges chapter 5. There's a song of Deborah. This week, in this week's Torah portion, the children of Israel should have been learning songs. The mamas should have been reading the songs of Deborah and singing to them and clap, but they don't get involved. They don't do nothing. They don't get involved enough. Women should be singing, and children should be learning from the mothers. Sister Ida Powell did an excellent lesson. She said, "We your first slave. Who was your first teacher? Your mama." I don't even know who Ida Powell is like that, but the sister, she's very, consistent in her stance on teaching the ministry, and I support the fact that she has a zeal for God and teaching. It's very beautiful. But like Sister Ida Powell said earlier, our first teachers are our mothers. Yes, I agree. So the mothers of the daughters of Israel should be teaching the song of Moses to the children. All throughout this week's Torah portion, the Most High said, teach this to your children so that they may know and fear me. When Yahweh Shai come back, how will they even know? Your children are going to be talking about, is that AI? Is that a drone? Is that? They're going to be saying all the wrong things except for, is that my God? I will sing unto Yahweh, for he has greatly exalted the horse and the rider has he cast into the sea. And then it stops with a semicolon and it reads, behold, this is written in the book of the law of God. It's very important for us to learn the scriptures. I want everybody to get a chance. If you can't read it, you can listen to it. Go and listen to Exodus chapter 15. Exodus 15 will always be known as the Song of Moses. And then Judges chapter 5 is the Song of Deborah. And they both sing of Yahweh's salvation and how he destroys our enemies for us. Mothers should know it. Men should know it. We should know where it's at. We should know what it's about. And we should know how to teach it to our children. If you don't know nothing else, know that our forefathers rapped and our forefathers sang songs of praise to Yahweh for the things he done for us. Right? So verse 44, verse 45. After this, the children of Israel proceeded on their journey and camped in Merah, and the Lord gave the children of Israel statutes and judgments in the place of Merah. And Yahweh commanded the children of Israel to walk in all his ways and to serve him. Now, this is actually going to be where this next week's Torah portion starts at. So I'm going to leave this page up for anybody that would like to. Excuse me, I had a Barack Obama moment. If anyone would like to read the next book, you can plainly see it's in front of you. Go read it. So if anybody would like to read that for next week's Torah portion, I'm going to leave that up. And we're also going to leave up Flavius Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews for next week's Torah portion. I think the lot does follow me. When the Hebrews obtained a wonderful, yep. So we're going to learn about the hardships that the Most High took us through on next week's Torah portion. After he delivered us, he took us through tests and trials to see if we would love him, if we would be obedient to him. He told us that it was going to be a salvation, and we did receive a salvation. He just didn't say it was going to be an easy salvation, just like a marriage. A marriage isn't it's a marriage, but it doesn't mean it's had to be easy. No marriage is going to be easy. The job of the wife is to respect the husband more. The job of the husband is to love the wife more. And both of these are harder on our own parts because men don't want to love somebody who they don't feel respected by. Women don't want to respect somebody who they feel that they don't love as much. So the Most High put us both in a paradigm shift where we have to do these actions in order to grow within ourselves. Right? So now I'm going to say shalom. I'm going to go and make me some fish sticks. I'll make me a fish stick sandwich. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to make a fish stick sandwich. I'm about to throw a whole bunch of stuff together. I'm going to try to do it without no bread. And I pray how I'm about to make a fish stick salad. It's going to be a fish stick salad. No bread. It's just a fish stick salad. Y'all bro, come y'all. I enjoyed y'all time. Baruch Shah, please share this out. And I pray everybody learns something. Also, don't forget Matthew chapter 14 was this week's Torah portion. In Matthew chapter 14, Yahweh Shai, the king, the master of the winds, of the waters, of the seas, of the sky, of the airs, of everything. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach showed that he was the master of the water, and he walked on it this week's Torah portion. Shalom. Kwame Yasharallah.